maybe 2 days ago or so, I, matched with this young lady on Tinder, right? She had on her profile long-term relationship, right? I have on my profile long-term relationship, right? That's what I would hope to obtain eventually at some time in my life. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but that is my dream goal, right? So we had matched on Tinder, and we had eventually moved to WhatsApp, right? Cool. And we had started talking about meeting. I'm saying, hey, let's go to dinner. I'll take you out to dinner tonight, whatever the case may be. Because here's my thing. I'm going to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? So it ain't nothing to invite someone with me. Like, and I'm not going to McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger King or Hardee's. Like, I'm going to eat dinner, so I don't mind having company. I don't mind not having company either, but I don't mind having company. Right? So, we started talking about dinner and stuff along those lines, and then she said, how much are you going to pay me to come meet you? And then I was shocked, right? Like, and listen, here's my thing, and I'm not saying every man should do it. I can't tell a man what to do with his money, right? If I'm offering to go out on a date with you, I'm going to send an Uber to pick you up, right? You don't got to drive. I know some women, they want to drive there. Some women don't want you to pick them up. Because I understand, especially in the States. Let's be honest, some women don't want you to know where they stay at, right? And I'm not a woman, but I understand. You're not sending an Uber to my house, so you have my address. It's crazy men out there. It's stalkers. It's guys that's doing some weird stuff. So I understand in the States that some women don't want you to send an Uber to pick them up because you have their address, right? I understand that, right? But overseas, like most of the time, I'm going to at least offer to have the Uber pick you up, right? There's some women overseas that I met that said they was going to drive. I've had women drive to meet me on dates. Cool. But most of the time, I'm going to offer it, right? So I had offered to pick her up in the Uber. I had offered to take her to dinner, and she talks about how much are you going to pay me. All right, so first and foremost, I'm paying for the Uber. Secondly, I'm going to a nice restaurant by default. And third, you want me to pay for your time. You want me to pay? Are you Kim Kardashian? Are you Amber Rose? Are you Jennifer Lopez? You want me to pay for your time? This is in Santiago, and I love Santiago, man. I think she was in Puerto Plata. I think I was gonna get the Uber from Puerto. I don't remember the ins and outs and the backstory, but this is in the DR, and this isn't my first time this has happened. I remember in Thailand, man, in Phuket, right? I think some of the most beautiful women in Thailand are in Phuket. Like, I'm being honest with you. Some of the most beautiful women in Thailand are in Phuket. And I'm not even into Asians. Like, I would never date an Asian. Like, I would never marry an Asian. There's nothing against them. I'm not racist. I'm not into Asian women, right? We can have a good time, but I know I would never marry an Asian woman, right? So back to the story. I remember I was in Phuket, right? Maybe 2 years ago or so, 3 years ago, whenever it was. And I had met this young lady on Tinder, same thing. Think she looked for a long-term relationship. I was like, what you want to do, da-da-da-da, right? Because some women, they want to tell you where you should take them for dinner. And I don't like that. I don't like those kind of women. I don't like a woman that says, hey, I want to go here. I want to go to this restaurant. She's probably been to that restaurant 50 times with 49 different dudes and one by herself. I don't like a woman that tells me where she wants to go to eat, right? I may say, do you like? Do you like shrimp? Because I love seafood. Do you like shrimp? Do you like crabs, oysters? I like sushi. I may, throw some hints out there to kind of get get an idea of what kind of restaurant that we should go to. But I don't like a woman that tells me where I should take her. Like, you're not in your feminine energy. You're a man right now, right? Go find you another woman. Go be bi. Go be gay. Go be a lesbian. Right. So I remember I was in Phuket, and she was like, "Hey, let's go to the beach club." Right. And I'm gonna be honest, this particular beach club, I know Phuket got a few beach clubs, but this particular beach club I had never been to before. Right. So I'm like, all right, let's go. Right. She was like, "Hey, I forgot, it was like 5,000 baht or whatever it was, right? I know 2,000 baht is like $50. I don't know what 5,000 is. I'm not doing the math. I don't care, right?" She was like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be 5,000 baht. Give me 5,000 baht when you see me." I said, 5,000 baht for what? She said, "Just give me 5,000 baht. We can hang out." First and foremost, listen to me. I'm not paying a woman to spend time with me. And I'm insinuating, hey, what am I gonna get out of this 5,000? You 5,000 baht. What am I gonna get out of this 5,000 baht? If things go well, maybe I'll go back to your room. If things go well. So I'm gonna spend 5,000 baht to give to you. I'm gonna spend 15,000 baht, because if you know, these beach clubs, you have a minimum spending limit, right? You're gonna pay that at the entrance. A lot of women nowadays, man, I'm telling you, a lot of women are taxing. Dudes don't want to admit it. Ain't nobody gonna say it's true, right? A lot of dudes is paying for, which is cool. You pay for women's time, it's cool. I'm not knocking it. But I'm telling y'all right now, a lot of dudes are paying for women's time. If I gotta spend 5,000 baht to meet you, I gotta spend 15,000 baht at the door, right? Because in these beach clubs, and I've been to one, and that same one actually after the fact, you gotta swipe your card at the door. It's a minimum spend. Minimum. It ain't no you go in there and you buy a Long Island and a Jack and Coke and you leave underneath the little umbrella. It's a minimum. I don't know what the minimum spend is, but it's, you know what I'm saying. It ain't $20. So you want to spend 5,000 baht to meet you, then 15,000 baht at the beach club, and hope something comes out of that. That's not how it works. You're being taxed out here internationally. And that's reason 2 million that there's no point in dating overseas women. They're taxing you. I talked about the DR. This happened within the past 48 hours. I talked about Thailand. I have many stories of me meeting women on whatever app, Tinder, Bumble, Dominican Cupid, Badu. I've been on all of them, right? On any app. And you're thinking this woman is looking for a relationship and she's just looking for money. Here's the thing. If you're asking me for money, right, in the first few minutes of us talking, I'm turned off. That sets the tone for the relationship. I don't care if you don't have nothing to eat in your house. If within the first few minutes of us talking or the first day or two of us talking and you're asking for money, I'm turned off. But you have to understand that these passport bros, which I've never really, I don't necessarily consider myself a passport. I don't really consider myself a passport bro. Find me a video where I said I'm a passport bro. I just put in the titles and descriptions. But these passport bros aren't telling you that they're being taxed. These women aren't spending time with you just because you're a nice looking guy. It's a lot of tourists in that. It's a lot of tourists in Brazil. It's a lot of tourists in Colombia. It's a lot of tourists in the DR. It's a lot of tourists in Panama. It's a lot of tourists in Costa Rica. It's a lot of tourists in Asia and Europe. These women are taxed. Now, I don't like to put Europe in the equation because I kind of compare them to Americans. But listen, a lot of guys are being taxed and they don't want to admit it. A lot of guys are being taxed and they don't want to admit it. A lot of guys are being taxed and they don't want to admit it. And I'm going to call it the passport bro tax. Because guess what, right? Check this out. Guess what? Right, let's say she's Dominican, right? Let's say, let me get on Tinder real quick. I'm going to talk about her in another video. Oh, crazy. But let's say she's Dominican. Oh, man, what is this? What is this? Hold on. Hola, hermosa, como estas? Let's say she's Dominican, right? Let's just say she's Dominican, right? I'm sorry. I'm trying to run game real quick. Got a match on Tinder. She 3 miles away. All right. So let's say she's Dominican, right? Let's just say she's Dominican, right? And you meet her on Tinder or whatever app you use, right? Let's say she's Dominican. And you ask her to take her out on a date, and she says she wants 3,000. She's insinuating she wants money or she wants $100, whatever the case may be. I said 3,000. I was talking about baht. So let's say she's Dominican. You meet a woman, and she's talking about she wants money to meet her. Think about this for a second, right? If that same Dominican woman ran into a Dominican dude, is she asking him for some money to meet him? If that same Thai woman was into a Thai dude, is she asking him for money to meet her? If that same Filipino girl was into a Filipino dude, is she asking him for $100 to meet her? You have to understand something, guys. A lot of these women are only taxing us. I'm going to be honest with you now. A lot of these women are only taxing us. Let me repeat that again. A lot of these women are only taxing us. They're only taxing us. They're not taxing the local population. They're not taxing the local guys. They are only taxing tourists, and that's one thing I don't understand about women. And I've talked about it, right? In other videos, insinuating that guys are paying for women's time, right? Because let's be honest, Damn. Where is this at? A lot of guys are paying for a woman's time. She thick. Y'all know that's my type. A lot of y'all know that's my type. Y'all see them hips. Y'all know that's my type. Y'all know I gotta be a super light girl. A lot of guys are paying for a woman's time, and I've talked about this in the video when I talk about guys. I feel like I know you. Guys be on boats with women. 20 women on a boat on a Tuesday. They live on YouTube and Instagram. So all those 20 women took off work. They took off work. All those 20 women took off work, right? They're missing a paycheck because they can spend time with the green. Yes, let's be honest, man. Dudes is paying for women, and I'm not knocking it. I see it all the time. I'm not knocking it. Yeah, I mean, I know I talked about Rio because a lot of guys do it in Rio, but it happens in Thailand, a lot of places too. DR, a lot of places too. Dude, you're paying for that time. I'm not knocking it. I'm not confirming or denying that I've ever done it. But guys, we need to be honest with ourselves. Listen, I'm not confirming or denying I've never done it. I'm not confirming or denying nothing. But we got to be honest with ourselves that we're being taxed overseas. And they aren't taxing the local population. They aren't taxing the local men. They're taxing the passport bros. Men overseas are taxing the passport bros, and that's why I feel like you better off dating in America. You better off dating in America. I've never in my life in America, and I'm about to go to America real soon, tomorrow by the way, I have never in my life in America was planning a date, and a woman said, hey, how much are you going to pay me to come see you? How much are you going to pay me to go on a date? What? So I'm paying for the Uber, I'm paying for the food, I'm paying for your desserts. You probably going to order 4 drinks. You know what I'm saying? $30 drinks. 3 times 4 is what? $120? So I'm going to spend $300-$400. I'm going to spend $200 at the restaurant, $50 Uber one way, $50 the Uber the other one, talking about in the States, which really doesn't apply. But I'm going to spend all this money in what? I'm going to get what? I'm going to go home and watch TV and watch Netflix? And it goes to the point, it goes to the next chapter of the book is a lot of women are using men for free meals. And I'm going to talk about this in another video. A lot of women are using men for free meals. That's what they're using them for. These women are at home, right, eating some BS, eating some plantains, some rice and noodles. Thailand, a bag of rice be this big. Be big as that sofa back there. Rice and some meat, maybe some eggs, salt and pepper, and call it a day. And a gringo comes, one of the 200 she matched with on Tinder that day, offered to take her out, and she goes out. And she wants something out of it besides for that free meal. We're being taxed overseas, guys. We're being taxed. And that's why it's almost like being a passport bro is overrated, because people aren't telling you these stories. People aren't saying, hey, I went out on a date. Yeah, I had to pay for that. This guy's, man, I'm going to talk about her in another video. But there's a guy right now that got a girl in a video on YouTube that I was talking to yesterday. And let's be honest. If she taxing me, she taxing him. Let's be honest now. If she taxed me, she taxing. No disrespect to the guy, right? I'm going to talk about her in another video. But she just ain't randomly wake up today. I'm going to tax this guy, but I'm not going to tax this guy. I want to make 100 off him, but I want to make 0 off him. Listen to me. I am not in this phase of my life. Listen to me carefully. I am not in this phase of my life out to pay a woman to spend time with me. Because at the end of the day, I can be the ugliest dude in the world. At the end of the day, I can provide more things to better her life than she can provide to better my life. At the end of the day, I can provide more things to better her life than she can provide to better my life. So who's the catch? Passport bros are being taxed overseas. Just FYI, stay woke. The truth can never be considered disrespect.